Welcome to Nifty 50 Photographers. Today's video, I'm in Lancaster. I'm going to do some street photography. The forecast is for rain, so I'm hoping that's going to add to the interest. It's going to give me some reflections, some shiny surfaces, maybe people with interesting outfits and umbrellas and so on. And a lot of people shy away from doing photography in the rain, but it's a great opportunity to get some different shots. It's usually a bit quieter, but you do get some more interesting things on the street as well. Now, the first thing I do when I'm doing street photography is to go out and warm up. So just take a couple of shots, just have a quick look around you, just fire off a few, and it'll get you into the moment, it'll get your eyes tuned in, and you'll start to see those compositions. And that's what I'm going to concentrate on today. So I'm going to try and show you how I've decided to take the shot and what composition I've come up with. So gear wise, I'm using my Sony a7R5 with a 50mm. It's the Sony Zeiss lens. It's the 1.8. I'm going to shoot mainly in aperture priority, and I'm going to have usually quite a wide aperture. I'll go through that as I go along. So let's have a walk about, get a few warm-up shots in, and then see what else we can find. Just in one shot I want to take, and that's these flowers in the foreground, the lady on the bench in the background, and then I'm just trying to place her on the top third with the flowers and make sure I'm focused on her. I've got quite a shallow aperture. In fact, what I'm going to do is going to go try and make, let's go with f11, try and make a different composition, and I'm going to focus something right in the foreground, the flowers, and that will put her out of focus. And then let's try it the other way around. Just do a narrow aperture. What have we got there? Yeah, f1.8, and let's focus on her now. See what shot we get. I really like this mannequin in the top window. I'm thinking about a portrait shot. I can get a person between sort of no entry sign, just to balance up the photo with the mannequin. So I've seen an alley up here which is a lot of people converging in, so maybe there's something we can do with that. Just cross the street, get a better look. So a lot of options to do some like frames within a frame here. The ladies with the umbrellas might make an interesting composition. So there's an interesting handrail here. It's got a nice S-curve to it, which is always great in compositions. I'm going to use that to lead us into the frame, and then just wait for a person to step into the space there between those handrails and the green wall behind. I like the framings of this building opposite. It's a lovely old building. You really want is to capture one person right in the door frame, so changing my drive mode to continuous. Try and get that particular moment. So let's move on. We'll walk up to the castle, one of the older parts of the city. It's got some lovely old cobbled streets up there. They'll always look great in the wet with all the cobbles shining. Now, one of my tips with you is carry a cloth with you, a microfiber cloth, keep everything dry. Your camera's not very waterproof, put it in a bag. Make sure you cover things like your flash sync socket. Just try and keep the rain off the lenses. So now it's getting a bit wetter. I'm also starting to look out for any reflections I might get, especially some things like the paving stones. Maybe we can get somebody framed in the castle gateway. have a look how that looks. I'm going to wait for this person with the umbrella to walk more into my frame. I think that'll make a much more interesting shot. All these reeds and everything blowing in the wind. I'm just wondering what I can do with those. Can I use them as some foreground interest? Maybe something behind? Or are they too tall? Yeah, I have to do it from the other side. Let's just have a look. Yeah, I think probably have to do it from the other side. Let's have a walk around. We're a bit higher up now. Let's see if we can see anything in the gaps. There's a little girl's shoe balanced on the top of this pole here. Might like a little composition with that, so I'm going to take this very wide aperture. I think green waving in the background. A nice composition. Now I've got a very fast shutter speed. It's at 6,400, so it's actually going to freeze the raindrops, which is going to create a little sparkly effect, I think, in the background. Now I'm looking to use these green, I don't know what they are, grasses, bamboo or pampas grass. Maybe I'll try a different shot. Maybe I can shoot through the grasses. This umbrella's got a nice contrast. Just get it and use them as a foreground interest. I'm just going to walk down this cobbled street first and see if there's anything interesting down there. So the pathway here has some great leading lines, make a nice composition. Just need somebody walking down the hill. I'm going to back up a little bit as well, and I'm going to use the sort of canopy of trees up here to help frame it. Just want these people really a little bit closer together. That's it. They must have heard me. What I might do now is take a shot very low, try and use some reflection of the cobble to see if that brings something interesting. What I need is somebody walking up the street now. Oh, I love it if this person with the orange and the umbrella came up. Maybe I'll go and get a cup of coffee at Atkinson's. Okay, so we're all refreshed. Nice coffee and a cake. And if you've enjoyed my coffee, now would be a good time to say if you're enjoying the video, press the like button. Do subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more tips like this. So I'm going to take a walk now down to what's called the Millennium Bridge, just to see if there's anything interesting there, because I'm feeling like kind of done as much as I want to do in the city centre. So I'm going to have a look down there because I know it's got some interesting curves that'll make some nice composition, and then head for home. We're coming up on the River Loon. Many years ago, Lancaster was a busy trading port. Unfortunately, a lot of the trade was from the slave trade, and there's a little bit of a monument to it here, I think. So I don't know if you can read the inscription, but it says cotton, rum, mahogany, sugar and slaves. And this is the bridge. Rain's easing off a bit. Go up the bridge and see what we can see. I'm sure we'll get some cyclists. Oh, here comes a cyclist. There's an Uber delivery guy. Which way is he going to go? I'm going to try another shot framing the cyclist between two uprights. Just need somebody to come by. So there's a girl stood here with her dog. I'm guessing maybe the dog isn't allowed in the restaurant or something. But he's looking very cute, or she is. So we'll just snap that as part of my last photos, I think, and then I'm going to call it a day. That was my street photography in the rain. The composition rules I employed are pretty much the same ones as you'd use really for any of your photography. Things like leading lines, rule of thirds, frames within a frame. The one thing I probably didn't do today was get any reflections. I also did some stuff where I played around with the depth of field. So I hope those few tips are helpful to you. The thing with street photography, it really is about practice. The more you practice, the better you'll get at it, the more confident you will get at it as well. My biggest tip really is warm up. Don't worry about what your first few shots look like. Just getting your eye in. Once you've done that, you'll find it comes much easier to you. And you just have to overcome your fears and go for it. All the time you can just ask people for a shot as well and they'll oblige. Sometimes they won't. Depends where you are in the country and what country you're in. But anyway, go out and practice it. Have some fun. And I look forward to seeing you next time.